Hi, it's Exploring John, and today we're going to look at the Martinsburg Doughboy statue. The Doughboy is down here in the 300 block of West King Street, besides the old post office, which is now the Arts Center. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, and today's the holiday for it, and I see there's a flag up today. After World War I, memorials from simple honor rolls to doughboy sculpture to grandiose architectural ensembles were erected throughout the U.S. Places and structures were named in honor of men, women, organizations, and even animals who served with distinction during the war. The Berkeley County Memorial Association, which was formed by women from the American Legion Auxiliary, Berkeley Post 14, was formed in 1920 and began fundraising and sponsorships for a monument. Mrs. Connie Bittner and Mrs. Annabelle Morrison led the charge on the fundraising. They were the auxiliary's first president and secretary. Funds from the monument came from schools, churches, individuals, and a Poppy Day sale. The final payment for the monument was completed in June 1926. On June 15, 1925, the Berkeley County War Memorial Association asked 100 county citizens to contribute $5 each to wipe out the debt of the war memorial. That same $5 in 1925 would have been the equivalent of asking for $68 today. It took a few years for the memorial to find a permanent home. With the help of local Sunday schools in the city of Martinsburg, the final payment was made with help of the First Baptist Church, Central Church M.E. Episcopal, Lutheran, and M.E. South, and the Christ Reformed Church. There was not enough money to purchase any property for the monument. The Martinsburg City Council at that time refused to allow it to be placed in the town square. However, since Martinsburg already had a bandstand at the center of town, the statue ended up on property at the federal courthouse. What began on April 2, 1920, the American Legion Auxiliary agreed to erect the Soldier Memorial in the public square. It took almost 6 years and $7,000 to make their dream reality. The federal government allowed a plot of land next to the post office to be used for the memorial as a goodwill gesture. On October 10, 1924, a contract was signed for the memorial to be built in its present location with contractor R.R. Feller of Martinsburg. Once the weather broke in spring, the memorial was placed with its base at its current location and boxed up to be unveiled on Memorial Day. 2 months before the unveiling, the City Council, for one reason or another, had changed their minds and asked the association to consider moving it to the public square. They wanted to put it on either side of the bandstand and place a decommissioned cannon from the war on the other. Many thought this was too little too late and kept with the current location. On Monday, May 30th, 1925, Memorial Day, the statue and memorial were unveiled on what was considered the post office lawn. The Berger Granite Company of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, made the granite base. On February 2, 1925, the bronze Doughboy statue arrived in the city from Hirsch Bronze Works of Cleveland, Ohio. The base includes 4 plaques that list the names of men and women who served in World War I from Berkeley County. The statue weighs 1,700 pounds. The base is 7.5 feet high, and the statue is 6.5 feet high, making the total height 14 foot tall from base to top. The statue was designed and cast by sculptor Walter Sines of Cleveland, Ohio. He also created 2 other statues located in Ironwood, Michigan, and in Pennsylvania. Both are still standing today. The location of the monument has been in disagreement from the time it was proposed until even today. The original intent was to place it in the public square where it would be visible to everyone. With the city council not allowing this to happen, the next best alternative was sought and found near the then post office. When another post office was built across the street a few decades later, there was an uproar of where the statue would be moved. Senator Harley Staggers was notified that unless the statue was moved, it would be sold for surplus by the federal government. The National American Legion was contacted and started a campaign to find a new home. The Federal Aviation Administration had meanwhile taken over the building and stated that the statue could stay as long as they had possession of the building, as it was an asset to the building and city. When the city redid the town square in 2012, there were calls for the statue to be displayed proudly in the square where the Adam Stever Monument was to be placed. It is unclear who owns the land and who should be taking care of the statue. The statue depicts a typical infantry soldier whose left arm is extended forward. The soldier clutches a rifle in his other arm and is wearing a helmet with a brim and chin strap around his neck. He stands on the base with bronze plaques attached. He is about 6 foot tall. The plans were to have the statue refurbished before relocating it to Berkeley County's War Memorial Park. After research, the Berkeley County American Legion Auxiliary donated the statue to the Berkeley County Parks and Recreation Board. You might want to come down and visit the historic Doughboy statue that has stood in this spot for 92 years. It will soon be taken down to be refurbished and will never return to this spot again.